Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going into some really unsettling territory. We're sharing a couple of true accounts, experiences that are honestly harrowing. And they both happen in these places we think of as, totally mundane, everyday spots, gas stations.
Yeah, brightly lit often, but also weirdly isolated sometimes, especially late at night.
Exactly. So we're taking these stories, these true experiences, and trying to understand, well, what really happened? And maybe why? What does it tell you, the listener, about risk when things get dark? Okay, so this first story, it's about this guy, and he gets into this incredibly dangerous situation, really just out of a sense of obligation. He's a big dude, like 6'4". It seems pretty conscientious from the account. But he felt he really owed his friend, this woman CLA, a favor. So it's 1:30 a.m. She calls, needs a ride home from a bar that's closing. It's like a thumb 5, maybe 45-minute drive each way.
Wow, that's a commitment at that hour.
Right. But he feels he has to. So he grabs his keys and significantly, he also grabs his concealed carry weapon. He just saw it as paying back a debt, He gets there. It's after 2 a.m. now. The bar's parking lot, totally empty, just quiet.
That's not a good sign.
No. He finds CLA. She's on a bench, barely conscious. But before he can even get her up, the doorman comes over, pulls him aside. And this guy, the doorman, he's not just casual about it. He's seriously concerned. Says he really thinks CLA was roofied.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He even mentioned some specific guy who'd been hovering around her all night. He had a really bad feeling about it.
Okay, so right there, everything changes. This isn't just giving a drunk friend a ride anymore.
Not at all.
The doorman's warning basically confirms it. He's now transporting someone who's been actively targeted, possibly drugged. The risk level just shot through the roof.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that long drive home suddenly feels, a lot more dangerous.
Exponentially more dangerous, yeah. She's incapacitated. They might be followed. It's a terrible situation.
So the doorman actually helps him get CLA into his car, a Corvette. She's super groggy, just talking nonsense. He said it was like someone, waking up after surgery.
Disoriented.
Totally.
Yeah.
He buckles her in, and he's trying to figure out, is she just really, really drunk? Or is this something else, something worse?
Yeah.
He's driving, hyper alert now, keeping his hand near his CCW, just watching everything.
You can imagine the tension in that car.
Oh, yeah. She eventually passes out, like deep sleep.
Yeah.
And he's on this long drive back. But then, about halfway home, the fuel light comes on.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's cursing the Corvette's gas mileage, obviously. He has to pull over. And the place he pulls into, it's not one of those big, bright 24-hour places.
Yeah.
It's one of those smaller, kind of dark stations right off the freeway, locked up tight for the night. He described it as having this dead feeling.
Yeah.
Just a couple of weak lampposts.
And that's a critical moment, isn't it? That necessity forcing a bad decision.
Seems like it.
Because if someone was following them, this is the perfect opportunity. They don't need a complex plan. They just wait for the predictable vulnerability. Getting gas. It's a moment of distraction, of being stationary. It underlines how, in these high-risk scenarios, even routine stuff becomes a potential failure point. You almost need to push on, even if the tank's low, to find somewhere safer.
Yeah, hindsight, right.
Yeah.
So he's leaning against the back of the car, pumping gas. He's trying to stay watchful, but his attention is divided. And then he hears this sound.
What kind of sound?
He called it a weird metallic scraping coming from about 20 feet away in the dark part of the lot.
Chilly.
Yeah. And then this figure just emerges, a man dragging a long metal pipe.
Yeah.
And the way he describes it, the guy's not even looking at him initially. He's staring intently into the Corvette, right at CLA, who's passed out. The narrator said he looked almost possessed.
Okay, that's terrifying.
He calls out, hey, what are you doing? But the guy doesn't look at him. He just says, you took my girlfriend from me. I'm here to take her back. Then the guy turns, and the narrator says he sees this look in his eyes, like blood in his eyes, just pure intensity. Now, our narrator, he's a big guy, remember, 6'4". He tries to use his voice, yells at the guy to back the hell off.
Trying to de-escalate through intimidation.
Right. But this attacker doesn't even flinch, takes another step forward, and that's when the narrator draws his handgun. He admits later he was completely terrified, scared shitless, he said. He didn't want violence, but instinct just took over.
And that admission, the fear, is really key here, I think. We talk about the tool, the CCW, but it's the mental preparedness or maybe the instinct that lets him act. A lot of people freeze in that kind of sudden close-up threat. His training or just his reaction let him bypass that freeze response. The gun becomes the tool to create space, to interrupt the attack.
It absolutely did. Because the attacker, seeing the gun, he panics. He just throws the pipe.
Throws.
Yeah, throws it wildly. It missed the narrator, clattered off somewhere, but it was enough of a distraction. The narrator dives behind his car for cover. He pops back up, maybe a second later, kneeling, and the attacker, gone. He hears tires screeching, sees a car tearing out of the lot, lumping off the curb on the far side, vanished.
Just like that.
Just like that. So now he's running on pure adrenaline. He yanks the gas pump nozzle out, jumps in the Corvette, and floors it. He is now 100% convinced they were followed, that CLA was drugged, that this was a planned attack.
Understandably.
He tries like a maniac, basically. When he gets near CLA's place, he circles her neighborhood 4 times, checking mirrors, making absolutely sure they weren't followed before he finally pulls up. He gets her inside. She's confused, her sobbing, clinging to him. He said it was like she somehow knew on some level that something terrible had almost happened, even if she couldn't remember it.
That fits with certain drugs used in these situations.
Well, yeah. The next morning, they go straight to the hospital. Urine test comes back. Traces of Rohypnol.
Rohypnol, yeah. Roofies. It's a benzodiazepine, fast-acting. Causes sedation, confusion, and critically anterograde amnesia. You don't form new memories while under its influence.
So she wouldn't remember the guy at the bar or the gas station.
Exactly. It's designed to incapacitate and erase the event from the victim's memory. Her confusion, the clinging, it suggests her body, her subconscious maybe, registered the extreme danger, even if her conscious mind couldn't recall the specifics.
It's chilling. They told the bar what happened, but CLA, ultimately, she decided not to file a police report.
That happens sometimes. Trauma, wanting to move on.
Yeah. But the narrator, his final thought in the account is just, what would have happened if he hadn't had his CCW that night? It's a powerful takeaway about vigilance, about preparation, even for a favor. Okay, let's shift gears now. That first story, it's about a clear physical threat and preparing for it. The second account, it takes us somewhere else, into like psychological dread, the uncanny, maybe even fate. And again, at a gas station.
The setting seems to be a nexus for these kinds of strange, dangerous encounters.
It really seems that way. So this narrator, he's 28, and his whole life, he's had these incredibly intense, vivid, recurring dreams. The dreams change, the situations are different, but there's always one constant element. A specific person, a man, always appears in them. He describes him clearly. Tan skin, shaggy, kind of unkempt hair, really piercing eyes.
Okay, interesting. A recurring dream figure.
Yeah, but here's the really unsettling part. This dream character, he's aged in the dreams, right alongside the narrator.
Aged in real time.
Apparently so, which led the narrator down this rabbit hole. He'd read somewhere, that idea that your mind can't actually invent new faces in dreams.
Right. The theory is that every face you dream you must have seen somewhere, sometime, even just briefly in a crowd.
Exactly. So he's always wondered, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He even called him his dream partner, which is kind of weirdly intimate given the context that follows. Okay, so fast forward to 2 weeks before he shared this account. He's traveling out of state, stops at a gas station. He's inside, maybe waiting to pay or grab something.
Another gas station.
Yep. Suddenly the door bursts open. A robber comes in, gun drawn, screaming at the clerk, demanding money. Pure chaos. The clerk is terrified, shaking, pulling cash out of the register. The robber glances around the store, maybe checking for other threats. And his eyes meet the narrator's.
Oh.
And they both just freeze. Yeah. The robber does a visible double take. The narrator says the color literally drained from the robber's face. In that instant, they both recognized each other. Utter shock, confusion on both sides.
He recognized the robber.
It was him, the man from his dreams, his lifelong dream partner, standing there, robbing the store.
Good Lord, that's beyond coincidence. That enters the realm of the truly uncanny.
Right.
It's one thing to have a familiar feeling, déjà vu maybe, but specific mutual recognition with a figure you know only from your subconscious in a life or death moment like an armed robbery, that's deeply unsettling. It speaks to something strange about memory, pattern recognition, maybe things we register without even realizing it.
The shock was so intense. The robber, after that moment of frozen recognition, actually raises the gun and points it directly at the narrator.
Oh, man.
The narrator said he was absolutely convinced, this is it, I'm finished. He thought the dream guy was literally about to kill him.
Understandable reaction.
But he didn't shoot. The robber just held the gun there, aimed at him, still looking completely shocked and confused himself. Then, slowly, He lowers the weapon.
Lowers it.
Yeah, down to his side. He grabs only the cash the clerk had already put on the counter, doesn't demand more, doesn't hurt anyone. Just grabs that money and bolts out the door, flees.
Leaving the narrator completely unharmed, but obviously reeling.
Totally reeling. He's left standing there with this impossible question. How? How did they know each other?
The mind races, right?
Yeah. Past lives. Some kind of weird, fated encounter. Was it just the most bizarre, dangerous coincidence imaginable?
Oh.
His biggest takeaway, though, was relief, mixed with this profound unease. He was just thankful that the man he'd been dreaming about his entire life turned out not to be his future killer.
But maybe just a dangerous acquaintance from some unknown context who, for whatever reason, hesitated. That hesitation is the mystery.
Exactly. And just factually, the account notes, the robber was caught clearly on the gas station security cameras. The police have the footage and are actively looking for him, so he's a real person out there.
It's still at large.
Still at large. So these two stories, both happening at gas stations, places we use all the time, they offer really different but equally compelling, I think, lessons. The first one, it's almost a practical guide, isn't it? Vigilance, preparation, understanding tactical vulnerability even during simple tasks, trusting your gut when someone, like the doorman, gives you a warning.
Absolutely. It's about managing observable physical risk, preparing for danger you can anticipate, even if you hope it never happens.
But that second story,
Yeah.
it pushes into something stranger. It raises this really unsettling question about, well, what do you do when the danger feels almost fated or deeply inexplicably personal?
Right. How do you prepare for that kind of encounter? The feeling of uncanny recognition in a moment of extreme threat. I think the insight there isn't just about practical safety, like having enough gas or choosing well-lit locations, though that's still crucial. It's also about acknowledging that maybe there are these deeper, complex connections, these patterns we're part of that we don't consciously understand. Risk exists on different levels. There's the immediate physical threat, like the guy with the pipe, and then there's the, let's call it the existential threat, the terrifying coincidence that hints at something more profound, maybe something inescapable. It's a call to be watchful, not just of your surroundings, but maybe of those strange echoes in your own mind, too.
That's a really provocative thought. Be watchful, stay analytical, maybe even about your own intuition or weird feelings. So if these true accounts, these dives into terror in ordinary places, kept you hooked, if you find yourself thinking about these things, then please do be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We share more true accounts from the dark side of things.
Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to light. Until next time, stay watchful out there.
Stay watchful.